I met a Gypsy.
How did you feel on the day? Like, so I flew. Well, I can't remember where I was.
Ozex.
Was I? Yeah, it must have been at Ozex.
It was the same day, and then it got.
Yeah, so then I flew back.
Yeah.
So that I could like be at the event, because I was genuinely like I'm close with Harry. Like, we've been friends for like, forever. And then obviously like met you. I wanted both of yous. I was worried that someone was gonna get super hurt.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just a weird thing.
Yeah, you
like,
just
you want to be there just for your mate. Even though like I probably couldn't do anything for anyone.
But you don't want anyone to get hurt. So that's another thing. Like.
Yeah, like it felt heavy. You know, that, and I don't normally get that feeling like very often. Yeah. And yeah, like to go. So I can't imagine if I'm feeling this way on the day. I can't imagine how you guys are feeling. Like visibly, Harry looked rattled. Like when he was doing his warm ups and like what he said on the podcast too. They were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go," and then it got pushed back and pushed back.
Yeah,
and pushed
they kept pushing it back heaps. But I mean, I wasn't too worried. It was kind of I guess it was a little bit annoying in the way of you kind of get G'd up to do something and you almost use a bit of you're trying to save your energy, because I was at the stadium every day from like 7 a.m. onwards, and not everyone was there, but I was there. It was raining. I was helping like drain water off the stadium, and I was helping the track crew move ramps, and I was just trying to be a part of everything, just to help out and just be aware of what was going on.
It probably kept your mind off the trick a bit too, in a way.
Oh, I think so, but that's just the kind of nature I am. I want to be there and help out and do shit. So. But the thing that was a little bit annoying when it kept getting pushed back, but only because I felt like I was, it's hard to explain.
You're wasting something.
When you G yourself up so much and you get ready and you get geared up, you've actually almost exhausted a bit of energy by getting yourself in that mental state. And it sounds...
Oh, I completely agree,
Yeah,
bro.
for people that haven't been in that position, that might not make sense, but it does take a lot of... I guess mental energy, if that's a thing. I don't know.
Oh,
mental
dude,
strength
I
completely.
Yeah. No.
So that was kind of this is no one's fault. It's not Nitro's fault. It's just how it fucking worked out. But look, it was a bit annoying, but I was pretty cruisy. Like when we were sort of backstage or whatever, I was pretty cruisy. I was just sort of sitting there listening to music, and I wasn't really talking to anyone. Like my missus was there, but she was just just hanging out doing whatever. I was just kind of listening to music and. Yeah, just sort of relaxing, and I wasn't really trying not to think about it, because I already knew what I was going to do. So the more you think about it, like, kind of there's no point, you know what I mean? I mean, I felt pretty relaxed. Well, I felt as relaxed as I could. I might have looked a little bit on edge to someone else, but for me, I felt it relaxed. Yeah, relaxed enough for the situation I was in, but I mean, look, I watched it back, and you can kind of see that when they got the camera on me beforehand, I do look pretty relaxed. Like I was kind of joking around. I was
we should watch it, Griff.
I was pointing to the black rifle on my helmet. When I was going out and I was doing the horns. And, like, I felt pretty good.
Yeah, you're in the moment. Like,
I was sweating bullets. Like it was because it was so humid.
It was.
I had like a body armor on and stuff, and I had a bunch of the body armor and then like the jersey, and I had like some Ballards like pants with padding in it. I had some layers on, and I always run pretty hot too, and because it was so extremely humid down there in the stadium. So like when I was walking around, like leading up, man, I had a dry times towel, and I was just wiping sweat off me, but I was in I don't know, I felt pretty good, I felt like I was preparing to go out and box on with someone. Bro.
I was
like pumped, and people were looking at me and shit, and I wasn't like it's like I wasn't there.
So we're watching it now for the people just listening. We sort of got it up on the screen,
so you can see foot under the brake, foot under the shifter,
and then the big old elbow up.
Elbows up. So see, I landed good, and you can see that last bit. So. People were asking me about that, but you notice how I did a nose wheelie at the end there?
Yeah.
So
back a bit.
So I landed perfect, but I was so excited, I grabbed a handful of throttle, man. I was like, I'm getting to the end of this runway, I'm throwing my bike, and I'm going mad, because this is 4 years of build-up. So I actually, I think I landed perfect. But because it's an airbag,
it just bounces.
It's kind of weird, and I'm 90, almost 100 kilos. It just sucked the back tire in, and because we're running 20 plus psi in our tires,
Yeah.
So and because I just grabbed throttle. I was just so pumped. I'm just like, "Wow," and I kind of like did a wheelie out of it. But like I was stoked with the landing, like as far as the distance and stuff, because that was one thing I was pretty, like I just wanted to make sure I landed right. I wanted to land right at the top, so it was at its softest, because what I was worried about, because having a bit of extra weight with the bike and a rider, if you kind of land halfway down, you can, I don't know if you've seen with airbags, but you can get that bounce. And when you're spinning like that with even a double flip, for instance, if you land and get a bounce,
of inertia.
The momentum that you're carrying from your backward rotation, it's going to pull you off the back of the bike. And I didn't want that to happen, A, because I wanted to land at first go, but B, if you're meant to have 5 minutes in your run, if you've bent a pair of bars or crack a throttle tube, you don't have time to fix that. So like I got this shit going through my mind. So I'm like, that's why I really wanted to make sure I landed at the top, and I did it, perfect. Not perfect, but I just wanted to land it and get out of there and get to the bar and have a beer afterwards and just like cool down, relax. But no, it was cool. Like it was an awesome event. It was. It was almost a bit draining for everyone there on the, every athlete that was there, because like practice was getting canned, and I mean, it's no one's fault. It was just the weather. It was raining, like unbelievably raining. And then like in Melbourne, the same weekend for AusX Open, it was sunny, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then the rain went there.
Then the rain went there. It was literally rain on the whole east coast of the country pretty much.
Yeah. I was like, what's the chances of like, that Night Show Circus has had that date planned, because it was the same date last year.
Yeah.
So people that bought tickets last year or whatever, it was the same date. It's not like, so how can you plan? You can't plan weather a year out, but it's like, what's the chances, man? Because the weekend before that, it was like 30 something degrees.
It's pristine.
And then like a couple days after, it was like mid 30s. And it's like, what's the chances? But, because it was super windy too. But like, if I was doing freestyle, like freestyle run, the wind would play more of be a bigger impact for me, I think. But I wasn't really worried about wind at all, because I'd done some triples into the airbag, flat airbag, when it was windy as, and I didn't really notice it. Like you might drift left or right a little bit. For me, I always go to the right, but I didn't know, like it didn't at all mess up my rotation. I felt, because I was like tucked, I was one with the bike, you just glide straight through the wind. So it was, for me, the wind wasn't an issue. But like for the other guys doing FMX and like BMX and that, like some of the times when they were having to practice, it was blowing a mean gale. Like, it was like gnarly. So it was, but I mean, look, the guys did what they could to pull the event off. There was some things that they probably could have done differently, Night Show, but no one knows at the time. Everyone's just working their hardest and trying to.
You're just scrambling to make it happen.
Trying to make the right call or whatever, and it ended up as it did, and we both landed a triple backflip, and everyone landed. A few people crashed, but everyone was safe coming out of it, and we all lived to tell the tale. So I guess it's a job well done for everyone involved. And
that feeling right there,
it was pretty unreal.
Of everyone just like losing their shit, and like sometimes I think, and I've thought about this more and more in my life lately, or maybe over the last couple of years, is that I actually feel like relief is the feeling that we're actually chasing. Like the relief of something almost lasts longer than the feeling of doing the thing. Like
I know what you mean.
That relief kind of just radiates. You can radiate for a while in that.
I can probably agree with that, because like that feeling there, on the screen there, like it was awesome, and I was pretty G'd up for the rest of the night, maybe the next day, but like that might have lasted 2 days, but then I was back to normal life. But like the relief, I guess, not that I haven't thought about it much, but now watching it again, I'm probably still experiencing that relief now. Because I'm like, that's pretty cool. So it's interesting you say that, because I hadn't really, I hadn't thought about it in that way, but now you got me thinking. I think you could be right about that one, mate.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform, or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.